We've been working now for about 2 years in our, what we would call like our hardcore planning, which is, determining exactly what scope of equipment we're going to put out here, what type of equipment we're going to use. We are using specialty antennas on a lot of these sites. The one behind me is using a 20 beam specialty antenna for high capacity. These are antennas that didn't exist a year ago or 2 years ago, and definitely not for the last inauguration. It gives us a lot more flexibility to do things, so that's where a lot of our time has been spent over the last 2 years. At&T has invested $15 million in the inauguration event so far. Well, the network deployment actually is very extensive. We have 7 cell on wheels like what you see behind me. We have them all the way from the Capitol all the way down to the Lincoln Memorial. In addition to that, all of the sites that surround the National Mall, we've done capacity enhancements to. Some of them also receiving the high capacity antennas like we see behind us. Those are permanent installations that'll be there even after inauguration activities are over. So it's not just an event that is a boost in capacity for inauguration, but as we move past it, the National Mall in general, for all the events that are supported down here, we'll have additional resources available to them. If you're coming down to the mall and you're using your smartphone, you should expect that your service will be really good. You should have very good data speeds. You should have connectivity as soon as you go to connect to the network. It should be there for you. A lot of the activities that we've done to make sure we have enough capacity will ensure that whatever you choose to do on your device, we will be able to support it. If you're down here, and you can, texting is a great way to communicate with people. Texting is one of those things, it's a very low bandwidth application, so it doesn't require much to get across the network. It saves a little bit of room on the network for people who want to do streaming or post to social media. Comparing this year's deployment compared to inauguration 4 years ago, they're kind of not even on the same playing field. Again, the antennas that we're using today, each antenna up there equals about 20 normal antennas on a cell site. So it's dramatically more capacity in the network than we had 4 years ago. The white globes that look like cheese wheels, those are actually those 20 beam antennas. And the way they work is they actually look across the mall. Typically an antenna would have like a pie wedge that it would serve all the people in that pie wedge. Those antennas actually take that same pie wedge and it segments it into little tiny pie wedges. And so you can get a lot more radios because now we're only serving a small portion with one beam and as you go around, so a lot more radio resources behind that. In addition, we also have 2 sets of generators here. So there's primary and then there's fallback in case there were to be a problem with the generator. There's a lot of redundancy built into what we have out here to make sure that everything's 100% on the day of inauguration. This right here, that is actually all the radios that we have. Those are the ones that actually are feeding signal up to the top that are communicating back and forth with your cell phone. So this actually is kind of like the latest and greatest in high capacity antennas. These are 20 beam antennas. The other ones that look like a globe, they can be like 12 beam antennas. And we're utilizing both types of antennas for inauguration. So we have 2 of them that are set up like this and then the remaining ones are using the globe. These will be here till just after inauguration, be a couple days after inauguration, these will go away. A lot of the, all of the other improvements we've made to sites around the National Mall though, all of that stuff will be here permanently. We use them, for Cherry Blossom Festival, we support on the mall down here. Earth Day, we've supported before with them, 4th of July. Some of the concert venues around, we've used them in before. Anytime there's a large gathering of people, these are a great way to roll in some additional capacity for a short-term type of a fix.